Hi, I'm Scott with Work Happier, where we're building better workplaces and happier workforces through the experiences of people. I get asked pretty regularly, why do you do what you do? Why work happier? And well, here's why. Because I saw a problem with how the workplace and career support industry operated, and I wanted to be a part of the solution. And that starts with people, right? There's traditionally successful people, your athletes, your actors, your politicians, your executive ladder climbers. They have all kind of figured out that you're not supposed to be doing this alone. So they have coaches, trainers, PR people, and it may just be one person, but they build a professional support team to help them define, achieve, and maintain success. They then recognize and use that support as a performance advantage over the course of their lives and careers, with the key to that advantage being define. And so throughout my own, 20 plus years fixing organizational dysfunction, I realized pretty early on that the exact same thing applies to our teams and workplaces. When organizations struggle, I've seen it's almost always because the people inside them are disconnected. They're unclear. They feel unsupported, or they just are unsupported. They're frustrated or stressed out. They're pulling in different directions, teams and people pulling in different directions. And ultimately it comes down to struggling to communicate effectively. And that experience has led me to this place where all work is about the people. And people, we experience our work life, our jobs, our careers through the people around us. And that experience flows from us up and down through the organizational chart, because work is a part of our lives and we're not supposed to be doing it alone. But the industry built around helping people with work largely caters to the people who are already at or near the top. And so eventually I got to this point where I had to ask myself a pretty simple question. If I really believe what I'm saying, that work impacts people's lives this deeply and this intensely, and that all of these problems are solvable, and I do believe that because I've been a part of solving them for my entire adult life, and then that the kind of help people actually need is missing, well, then what am I going to do about it? Because eventually I have to either act on my convictions, or I'm just, kind of out here talking. And I love to talk, but I'm not interested in just talking. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is, right? Here I am. I'm here to build better workplaces and happier workforces through the reality of the people involved. How do we interact? How do we communicate? And how does that allow us to operate together? Because at the end of the day, it's all about the people. So if you're wondering why I do what I do, that's why.